name is Chelsea, and today I would like to share with you a little bit of information and some exercises about the superficial front arm line and the deep front arm line. I've written up a little bit of an article that goes into a little more depth about what fascia really is and a little more information about the lines in the body, these fascial lines that we're going to be working with today. So the superficial front arm line starts with the pectoralis major and the latissimus dorsi. They run down the inside line of the arm to the medial epicondyle of the humerus. They then get on to the flexor group of the forearm and then run down into the palm side of the hand. The deep front arm line starts on the ribs with the pectoralis minor and then slides down the bicep part of the arm and then onto the radius side of the forearm and then into the thumb side of the hand. So these lines in the front side of the upper body are really helpful in helping to keep our chest open and our arms moving and functioning. Today, with these exercises that we're going to do, it might be helpful or beneficial to have a block to sit on. You can also do these exercises in a chair or even standing, whatever is most comfortable for you and most available. If you don't have a block, then you can use even a couple larger books and stack them on top of one another. If you have even a foam book or two, that might work. Another use for those. Also, near the end of our practice, we're going to use a bolster. So if you have something like this, even like a body pillow or a pillow that is in this kind of shape, using one of these. You can also even take a big heavy blanket and fold it up and then roll it into this shape. It's really nice and relaxing. So we'll use that near the end. First, we're just going to find a comfortable seated position. So whether that be with the legs out straight in front of you or sitting on a block like so. I'm going to sit with my right shin in front of my left shin. One other tool that can be helpful in practicing this, especially if you don't have the aid of a teacher to assist you and guide you, can be a mirror. Sitting in front of a mirror and practicing this will be really helpful to ensure that we have symmetry on our sides and that one shoulder isn't higher than the other, that we're not tilting to side, and when we have our arms out, that one hand isn't higher than the shoulders, and that the hands stay in line with the shoulders. So that's another tool that you can use to practice this. We're going to start finding a nice straight spine, even just removing the flesh of the butt from those hip bones so we can find a nice even seat on the floor. And we're just going to inhale the arms up in line with the shoulders, squeezing the fingers together, including that thumb. And then as we take an inhale, we're just going to inhale to flip the palms up, exhale to flip the palms down, working with our breath. Flipping the palms with the inhale, flipping the palms down with the exhale. We want to feel the arm bones reaching out of the shoulders. At the same time, just relaxing those shoulders away from the ears. And the next time we flip the palms up, we're just going to hold and we're going to wave here. Squeezing those fingers, just warming up the wrists and the arms. Stopping with the waving, flipping the palms to face you, and wave once more. Taking nice breaths. And then we're going to bring the palms level with the floor again, reaching those arm bones out, relaxing the shoulders, and then we're going to take that pinky edge of the hand and slowly draw it towards the forearm, keeping the palms level with the floor, bringing them back to center, and then taking the thumb side of the hand and drawing it to the arm. We're just going to go back and forth there a couple more times. Once again, with the thumb side, and then reaching those fingers straight. We're just going to relax the hands down to the lap. Let's bring the right hand to the floor beside us, maybe just behind our hips. I like to remain on the tips of my fingers, and that helps me strengthen my fingers and my wrist. And then I'm just going to slightly take the weight of my shoulders and just lean it into that right hand. I'm going to take my left hand, really activate that arm, reach those fingers, this time spreading the fingers, relax those shoulders down. I want to feel my head kind of rooting back into an imaginary wall. And then as I breathe, I'm just going to slowly bring those arm circles back. Just going to remove my bolster, making sure nothing's in my way. Even these little doggies here. Nice big circles, keeping that arm nice and strong, warming up the shoulder here. And then we're going to go the other way. You might feel popping in the shoulder, maybe just hearing some grinding or cracking, and as long as you're not in any kind of pain, then that's okay. Stopping with those circles, this time bringing the left hand down to the floor, staying on those fingertips if you can, just taking the weight of the body into the hand on the left side, taking the right arm nice and active, fingers really active and strong, and then breathing, taking those circles nice and big. Nice. Really finding that action of that skull kind of rooting back into an imaginary wall. Feeling as though someone's pulling the hand out of the body as you move. And then let's change direction, going the other way. Breathing. Finding that full range of motion. And then we're going to stop with those circles. Let's just take the hands on the lap, relax those shoulders down, and just feel the heat in the shoulders that creates. Let's straighten the arms once again. This time flip the palms to face the ceiling. Hands are in line with the shoulders. Reach the arm bones away from the shoulders. And then we're just going to bend at the elbows, placing the hands on the shoulders, and inhale to bring the elbows out nice and wide. Again, I feel as though my elbows are pushing away from one another, and I want to keep my elbows in line with my shoulders. And then slowly, we're just going to move those elbows in circles, and these circles can start nice and small, and as we work here, maybe those circles can gradually get bigger. But again, trying to keep the body still, the only thing moving is the elbows, and then making those circles gradually smaller, and then changing direction, going the other way. Again, taking breaks whenever you need, taking a rest, and then just coming back into it whenever you're ready. And then making those circles gradually smaller, coming back into level with the shoulders. We're going to exhale those elbows down and inhale to lift them. Exhale down, inhale to lift. And tendencies as we lift here are to bring that head forward. But again, we root that skull back into an imaginary wall. And then the next time we bring the elbows in line, let's hold here, And then we're going to exhale to bring the elbows to touch. Inhale to bring them nice and wide. Exhale to touch. Inhale to widen. Nice. So it can be really nice to practice even just one of these exercises on their own every other day, and then maybe incorporating another one, maybe just practicing them for 5 minutes. And then the next time we bring them nice and wide, let's hold. And then we're just going to lower the hands down onto the lap, relaxing the shoulders. Nice. Let's have the hands beside us and just straighten out one leg and then the other. We're just going to point and flex the feet here. Nice. And then let's come into the opposite crossing. So this time, having the left shin in front of the right. I'm just going to scoot forward so I have space. And then let's have a nice inhale, relaxing the shoulders, inhaling to lift the arms up. And then this is where that mirror comes in, nice and handy. So we want to check over the shoulders to make sure the arms and the hands are in line with the shoulders, not higher, not lower, nice and in line. And then as we sit here, we feel those arms and fingers super active, reaching out of the body. And then we're going to keep the palms facing forward and just take the palms back a little bit so they're behind the shoulders. And then as we breathe, we're just going to pulse those fingertips and the palms back, keeping those shoulders relaxed. Nice. Nice breaths here. Feel that chest lift up to the sky. Nice. Just a couple more. Nice. And then stopping with that pulsing, relaxing the hands down onto the lap and really resisting the urge to fidget or wiggle. Just close the eyes here, relax the shoulders, and focus on the tips of the fingers. Trying not to move. Taking nice breaths. Nice. Slowly opening the eyes. And once again, inhaling to reach those arms out of the body, bringing them in line with the shoulders. And this time, we're going to take the palms of the hands and we're going to face them to the ceiling. Keeping those arms in line with the shoulders, just gazing over the shoulders to make sure they're in line, or using your mirror. And then this time, we're going to draw the tips of the fingers and the palms down to the floor. Nice. Nice pulsing of those fingertips down to the floor. Breathing. Nice. And then stopping with that pulsing, reaching the fingertips away from one another and slowly lowering the hands down onto the lap. Close the eyes once again and just focus on the tips of those fingers, resisting the urge to move. Nice. Slowly opening the eyes. Nice. We're just going to keep the palms facing the ceiling. We're going to inhale the shoulders up with the ear and exhale through the mouth to let them drop. 2 more. 1 more. Nice. And then we're just going to bring our hands beside our hips and we're going to straighten out one leg and then the other and just point and flex the feet here a couple times, just to bring the knees back to center. Nice. And we're going to now grab our block and our bolster, and we're just going to place our bolster on the floor on the lowest height, like so. And then we're going to take our bolster and we're just going to place it on the block so that we have kind of like a ramp. And then coming to put our sacrum or lower part of our back. If we have no issues in our lower back, then we can have it nice and snug up against the bottom of the bolster. And if we have a little bit of sensitivity, or this is the first time we're doing this, we can have the sacrum just a couple inches away, just giving us a little bit of room. Our knees and our feet are going to touch, and our feet are on the floor. And then we're going to slowly lower the spine down onto the bolster, vertebra by vertebra, just coming down nice and slowly, taking your time. And once we arrive on the bolster, we're just going to take the hands out beside us with the palms facing the ceiling. We can have options here with our feet. We can keep our knees bent and our feet on the floor like so. We can straighten the legs out, or we can have the feet touching the bottoms of the feet and the knees nice and wide. So those are your options with the legs. At any time, whenever you're ready to come out of this, you can do so just by having those feet, knees bent, and we can roll onto the side to come up. At no point do we come directly up, lifting it up like that. It's really hard on the neck. So just being gentle and rolling off to the side and then pushing yourself up with your hands. All right. So just finding yourself nice and straight on the bolster, making sure that you're not leaning from side to side. And then I like to take a minute and just close my eyes here. And then I like to imagine my shoulders melting down the sides of the bolster to the floor. Having those hands, the backs of the hands on the floor, palms face the ceiling. I take that pinky edge of my hand and really reach it away from the body. My arms are nice and active here. Pinky edge of the arm reaches away from me, and then I take the thumb side of my hand and draw it into the floor. Feel that thumb root down into the floor and the pinky edge reach away from me. You can feel how this activates all the way up to the shoulders. Those shoulders draw down, and then imagine that chest lifting up to the ceiling. Just taking a few breaths here, finding this energy in the arms and the shoulders. Feeling those shoulders melt down the bolster away from the ears. Feel the backs of the hands push into the floor. And then once you find that, once you've held that for a few breaths, just softening that, relaxing the arms completely, feeling them sink into the floor. Again, imagine those shoulders melting down the sides of the bolster. And just breathing. Staying here for a couple minutes. You can stay however long as it's comfortable for you. And again, just rolling onto your side when you're ready to come up. And for me, I'm just going to stay here for a few minutes and just enjoy this opening in the chest and the shoulders.